श्रीकृष्णाष्टकम् जय। चेतोदर्पणमर्जनं बहवमहाब्दावाग्निर्वापनम् श्रेयवखैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदां पूर्णास्वादनम् सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रापिता नियमिता स्मरेण नाकाला एदाश्रितव कृपा बहवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं ह्यः जानिना नुरागाः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानियमानदेन कीर्तनीये सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरं कवितं वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतिता मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदय गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वापु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्राविशायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आशिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु माम् अदर्श मां मर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा विदट्टु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनस्तु एव न परः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण प्रभु।
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we can begin today's session of Sri Shikshashtakam. So we had some discussion yesterday about introduction, where this Shikshashtakam originally comes from. So today we are going to discuss a little more on introduction, and then we'll begin with the text one. Shikshashtakam, just to refresh, before we begin, let us begin with offering our obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Varga, so that we can be guided by their wonderful, merciful hands for us to grasp the most valuable gift that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, how we can be a good receptor to receive that gifts. Om Ajnati Mirandhasa Ghenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Hayam Dadatisha Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Deshatarine Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bhakta Vihinaya Paradalakshe Shiptascha Kamadi Tarangamate Kripamaitam Sharanam Prapanna Brinde Namaste Charanarabindam Tavivasmi na jivami taya vina iti vignaya devi tannayamam charanantikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yesterday we discussed that Sri Shikshastakam, coming from the final chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita or final chapter of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's wonderful explanation about Mahaprabhu's uh, identity, personality, and mentality. Mentality, how he acted as a sadhaka and practically relish Krishna Prem, the highest form of Krishna Prem that Srimati Radharani very nicely, eternally holding in her heart. And he also connecting through the Goswamis all the way to Prabhupada to our heart. So that's the best contribution the Supreme Bhagavan ever gave to conditioned soul. In a concluding words, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also writes that we have to remember the identity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So yesterday we discussed that Mahaprabhu is that supreme Brahman. He is also super soul, and he is the supreme absolute truth, Bhagavan. Also, in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's explanation, if you scrutinize, then you will come to this conclusion that many instances we find, like for an example, if you remember Dija Patni's pastimes with Krishna Balaram regarding needed some food to eat, that Dija Patni, even though they did not know all these sophisticated, educated recitation of mantras, but they had a very strong attachment to Krishna. And because of that Krishna Nishtha, they got highest goal of life. But their husband, they had a Nishtha also, very deep attachment on the scriptures and understanding the scripture. But they missed the purpose of the scriptures or purpose of their life, pointed to a personality. Because they missed this, even though apparently externally they were doing more uh, Krishna conscious activities, they were doing jagna, they would not eat anything until the whole recitation of Veda is finished. In one sense, it's a good lesson for us, but they miss the ultimate purpose. So in our life, if we don't pay attention while we chant or while we are practicing Krishna consciousness, what is the purpose? Then hopefully none of us will disappoint, but disappointment will come. We have to be very careful. So what I learned from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, that part of Shikshastakam, that when we approach Krishna, the ultimate blessing is not that we get things we think we need, but we realize that Krishna is our greatest need. Even though yesterday we talked that our goal is Krishna Prem, to awaken Krishna Prem, we need to awaken Bhava. To awaken Bhava, we need to practice good sadhana. That is correct. But still, the Krishna Prem, it is Krishna, the person. Without Krishna, the person, Krishna Prem does not exist. So if Krishna takes away things that can take us away from him, please don't go away from him. This is Mahaprabhu through his everyday last 12 years while he is expressing Shikshastakam, he also exhibited that. Because if we reflect in our life, we usually approach Krishna when we need something. I don't know, maybe none of you do that. You all are advanced, but I do pray when I need more. Need something, it's easy to pray to him because I need it. If we get it by praying to him, we feel our faith vindicated, isn't? Like, I mean, practically. But suppose the opposite happens. We start losing the things we need. We may feel like going away from Krishna consciousness. Maybe none of you ever thought about it because you are all so loyal. But it has happened even in ISKCON. That's why some devotee like slackening or reappear after decades, something like that. So if we do that, we will lose a great opportunity. This is also Mahaprabhu exhibited. To understand what the opportunity is, we need to recollect some essential spiritual truths. First, please remember this. We are spirit soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna, Supreme God. And you can memorize those verses 15.7 Bhagavad Gita, Mame Vangsha Jiva Lukeji, or Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 20.108, 109, that you are eternal servant. As long as we are not lovingly connected with Krishna, we are dragged toward various worldly objects in a vain search for pleasure. So that's number one. Second, he is our greatest need. Every day you tell yourself, Krishna is my need. You all know Bhishma Dev on the other side of the Pandavas in a war. He really joined the enemy camp, you can say. He was leader, not just join. He was leading the Duryodhan party. But he said two things he never forgot. That Krishna is the ultimate need. Krishna is the only cure for all his problems. So nice. Bhishmadev expressed that before he left this world. He said, because I maintain these two things, I always, you can see now I'm about to leave this world, but the Lord appeared in front of me. How merciful. So he find, because he maintained that vision and that attitude, Krishna actually appeared when he was about to leave this world. Can't we do that? Why not? Who is stopping us? So I'm going to repeat again. First is our relationship with Krishna. We are spirit soul, servant of Krishna. This is the positive. Negative also on the first. Negative is that as long as we are not lovingly connected with him, we will be dragged towards various worldly objects in a vain search for pleasure. So that's one. Second is, Krishna is our greatest need. He is the underlying attractive principle in everything that attracts us. We had a discussion in Bhagavatam class other day that isn't Krishna says, anytime you see a wonder, amazement or something, that is him. Yes, but we have to also, I was a little bold on that day, I remember. We also have to be very careful. The verse doesn't say exactly like this. Verse says, Jat Jat Vibhuti Mat Sattam Srimat Urjitam Evava Tat Tat Abhagachattam Mama. This word he gave, Mama Teja Angsa Sambhava. Mama. He did not say just see that things that, wow, how amazing. Wow, you say express like this. But he did not say to focus on them. You should see that things amongst many are striking. Okay, that's Krishna's presence. First. Second, it should take us to Krishna. Because while we chant, we do face these challenges of the mind. So that's why I'm bringing this. That anything amazement, it should take us back to Krishna. Otherwise, you are not actually following Krishna's instruction. Okay. The third, just three things. Third, the things we hold dear as our needs right now, may take us away from Krishna. If we become too attached to them, you can read second chapter 44 verse, explain that. That's where I got this. So these three things, if we can remember, it will help us to grasp seeing the result of Sri Shikshastakam in our life. So summons, when we approach Krishna, the ultimate blessing is not that we get the things we need, we think, but that we realize He is our greatest need. And to help us gain this realization, Prabhus and mothers, watch yourself. He may take away the things we treasure so that we have nothing except Him to hold on to. Therefore, we need to see the loss as an opportunity to absorb ourselves in Him and to realize that Krishna is our greatest treasure. If we do so, we will get inner guidance to deal with the loss. I'm not saying you should think about loss. It will happen, whether you know or you don't know. This is material world. Things are changing every day, every moment. The evolution from seeing Krishna as a supplier of our needs to seeing Him as our greatest need usually takes many lifetimes. But according to Prabhupada, we can make this in this life, one life. Now, if temporarily losing the things dear to us is the price for accelerating that evolution, then it's worth the price, given the everlasting reward. Okay, with that note, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in chapter 20, text 1 to 69. When you have time, you can. Actually, I have the audio record. I'll send it. I'll post it in the WhatsApp. You can hear it. Or online, you can find the audio record also. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu composed his own verses called Shikshastakam. He did not borrow from someone or somebody suggested. This is his own realization, own volition. I hope you all know that there's a difference between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other incarnation. Two things, two main difference. I mean, there could be many other, I don't know, but I found two very significant. One is when Mahaprabhu says something, that's the ultimate truth. Nobody has a power to change it. Remember that. Even Balaram, whatever he desire, he may change, but not Krishna. Even for 1 year, if you remember, Balaram was surprised that all these young calves and Brajabashis, they were like kind of not paying exclusive attention. Okay, what does that means? Like in our village, in Alachua, everybody, there are many children, like 150 children in our school. They come every Wednesday for the class. And every parents, they also try to come. So every parents love all the children, but they love their own child little more than rest of the children. Everybody understand and agree with that? Yes. They love their own child a little more. They won't say it that I love you more than all your friends, but they do. They act on it. But Brindavan is opposite. Brindavan, every mother's father, they love their children, but they love Krishna a million times more than their own children. Try to understand. This is what Brindavan is. Even the mother Even the father, they will see their child is coming, they will lift him or her up, but will be asking, how did he talk to you? What did he do with Krishna? It's all about Krishna. And they stare at Krishna more than they stare at their own children. Because that's what the ultimate truth is in Golok Vrindavan. But Balaram was shocked that everybody was paying their own attention to their own children or own parents. And Balaram was shocked. I'm sure you all read that in Krishna book or Bhagavatam 10th canto. Then Balaram said, where am I? Am I in Vrindavan? Is this Vrindavan? Then after a little while, he analyzed everything. Who has this power to change this? Some yogi? No, yogi has no power on Vrindavan. Who has a power? Some powerful demigod? No, he's questioning, answering himself back and forth. And then at the end, he says, even Narayan? No, Narayan doesn't have a power over me. I am origin of Narayan. Then he turned back to Krishna. It's only him. He has power over me. Then Krishna smiled. That Krishna became those children. That's why they love their children. Because their children, for 1 year, they never came back to their home. I hope you all know that pastime, right? I don't have to tell the whole story. For 1 year, they never came back because Brahmaji hid them in a cave. Of course, they did not feel separation because for them it was a moment. But to the Brajavashi, actually, it was 1 year. They did not feel any separation. Rather, they fell in love with their children, with their son, so much so. Why? Because Krishna expanded himself. So even Balaram can be builder. Even Balaram may not know his secret. Krishna is supreme by his own volition compared to any other. That's one. And second is, Krishna is the only embodiment for unrestricted, unlimited, transcendental mellow. No incarnation can claim that. So if you remember these two, it will be easy. So Mahaprabhu himself, that Krishna Mahaprabhu himself, and his own volition, composed these 8 verses, and he gave the result, what will happen to us when we follow these 8 verses while we are serving holy name. So first verse, maybe Mother Kamala Devi, maybe you can post it. Sorry, you can share it so we all can recite the first verse, just the first verse. We can recite it together. Everyone can unmute or mute as you like. You can recite together too. Okay, wonderful. Che, we're going to recite together, not, yeah. Chetadadarpanamarjanam Bhavamahadabagninirvapanam
Kairava
Shreyakairava
Vitaranam
Vitaranam Vidyavadhu
Vidyavadu
Jivanam.
Jivanam Anandabudivardhanam
Anandabudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritashadanam Sarvatma Snapanam
Sarvatmasnapanam
Param
Param Vijayate
Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. One more time. Cheta Darpanamarjanam
Cetodarpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavagnirvapanam
Bhavamahadavagnirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika
Shreyavakairavachaन्द्रिका
Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam
विद्यावधूजीवनम्
Anandam Buddhivardhanam
आनन्दबुद्धिवर्धनं
Pratipadam
प्रतिपदां
Purnamrita Shadanam
पूर्णमृताशास्वादनं
Sarvatma
सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं
Snapanam
विजयते
Vijayate Sri Krishna
श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
One more, last time. Cheta
चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं
Darpanamarjanam
भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनम्
Bhavamahadavagnirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika
श्रेयवकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं
Vitaranam Vidyavadu
विद्यावधूजीवनम्
Jivanam Anandam
आनन्दबुद्धिवर्धनं
Buddhivardhanam
प्रतिपदां
Pratipadam Purnamrita
पूर्णमृतास्वादनं
Shadanam Sarvatma
सर्वात्मास्नपनं
Snapanam
परं
Param
विजयते
Vijayate Sri Krishna
कृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्.
Sankirtanam. Very good. Sayantan Prabhu, would you like to recite the translation? Read the translation, please.
Yes, Prabhu. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction of humanity at large, because it sprays the rays of benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Very good.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mother Kamala Devi. You can take it down if you want. So, these words we are going to focus today. Now, it's interesting, Srila Prabhupada translate the same verse in another place, different way. And I was trying to focus, comparing. There is a little difference. I guess it is his own way of absorption on that verse he expressed. Like, for an example, on Antalila 20.12, if you look at that verse, it doesn't say the way we just read the translation. It says, let there be victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. So it's a little difference in a sense that he is like directly taking the role of Mahaprabhu's representative and instructing, hey, you should see that right now when you are chanting. That's how I feel like when Prabhupada translated that way. The other one was how glorious this Shikshastakam is. But Prabhupada personal translation on Chaitanya Chaitamrita, he is like directly like showing us, look, these are the result will come to your life. It is good if we see in that verse, when you have time, you look at it, there are 7 Cheta Darpana Marjanam. Whenever you hear the word in Sanskrit, Cheta Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadabagni Nirvapanam. It's another result. So each one, every time is a separate category, you can say literally. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Bitaranam. Vidyavodu Jivanam, Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam, Pratipadam Purnamrita Shadanam, Sarvatma Snapanam, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Every Om is a one category, new category. So we can look at from that angle. So let's begin with the first, that the holy name of Krishna cleanses the mirror of the heart. Are we cleaning the mirror or mind or heart? Actually, it didn't say either one. It says mirror of the heart. That means the heart is separate from the mirror. Mirror is there, mirror is a part of the heart, but not the heart complete. If I have a tilakam, how do I see I have a tilakam or not? In the mirror. Did I comb my hair? Did I put on nice, did I wash my eyes and everything? How do you see it? You look at it in the mirror. So mirror is the actually mind, where what is in your heart, it will reflect there. When mirror is clean, your heart is clean. Now, why it is like this? Because in the heart, the Lord is there, but there is a wall between me and the Lord in the same heart. Now, when we say heart, some explanation, like when you say, oh, desire coming from my heart. Actually, desire doesn't come from anywhere else but you, the soul. Soul is the producer of desire. But we use the metaphor heart. Why? So that we can direct the desire. Everybody is with me? It is not the desire comes from the heart. Heart is like separately from you. No, heart does not exist separately from you. Heart is within you, at the same time you are also. But sometimes we don't say, just like in America, it's a common among Christian world. They say, oh, this man has a soul. Is he the soul or he has a soul? Now, if we go fighting with the word, you may have a jugglery. It's like, well, he is the soul. How can he have a soul? Don't try to convince the Christian world. You will fail because that conception is not there. They say this man has a soul, that man has no soul. He's a bad guy. So he said he has no soul. So what that means, soul, is they're not saying that person, they're just, it's a metaphor, like giving an idea. The soul means a good guy, good person. God is there, something like that. Of course, in a true sense, you will say, well, I am the soul, not that I have the soul. Yes, you are the soul. So when you say, well, my heart is feeling this way, it's not that heart is feeling and you are separate from the heart. You are feeling, but you are expressing that my heart is feeling like this. So it should not be confused. That's all. The point is. So when Mahaprabhu says Cheta Darpana, Darpana means to see what is in the heart. Cheta means the source of consciousness. It's the soul or is the heart. But what is in the heart, you have to look at in the mirror, means the mind. And if you look at that beautiful drawing somebody did, that 5 horses are the 5 senses, and then 5 rains are the mind, and intelligence is the driver, and you are sitting in a passenger seat. That's why you wonder, like, all this trouble comes, you don't have control because you are not the driver. You are in the passenger seat. You just going with the emotional, whatever happened, loss, gain, this, that. You don't have control, but you do, because in a hierarchy, Indriyani parani ahur indiyabbo paramana manastu parabuddhi buddhistu paratatsa. 3.42 Bhagavad Gita, it gives the hierarchy. Who is higher than who? Not that who is higher than who only, who has a control on what. So if you take shelter of holy name, then holy name can actually control you to release this. On your own, you won't. Prabhu's and Mother, ultimately, end of this Shikshastakam we'll discuss in details more. Ultimately, Krishna will. When you surrender means you align your desire with his desire. Means his desire will dominate. And his desire, when it dominates and you agree and go with it, you declare yourself, that's the best thing I could do. It's the most happiest life. I never want to go back. But before you surrender, it looks like, well, what am I getting to surrender to holy name? What is there? Will I be completely happy? You have all this. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains this. 4.11 Bhagavad Gita, as Krishna says, as you surrender to me, I reward you accordingly. So experiencing Krishna through our chanting, japa or kirtan, there's a little difference between japa and kirtan. We'll discuss very quick. Each day creates a conviction that surpasses mere belief. And if you are not seriously, sincerely chanting, you may not agree with me. Japa becomes a refuge, a safe place to go when life seems overwhelming. Japa becomes both the symbol and the practical means of surrender to Krishna. Every time we chant attentively, you will see Krishna respond. Chanting japa as if we have no one to turn to. But Krishna cleanses anxieties from our minds and hearts. It transforms us from anxious, self-absorbed spiritual infant to peaceful, calm, gracious, patient spiritual adults. And this first verse has a 7 result. So let us go one by one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first of all, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the pioneer of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Everybody knows that holy name was there in Kali Santarna Upanishad before Mahaprabhu came. Yes? What is the difference then? What is the special contribution of Mahaprabhu? If you have Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 4.40, you will see very mystical word. Se dware achandale kirtana sanchare nama prema malagati paraila samsare. Before Mahaprabhu came, holy name was there, but Krishna Prem was not there. Krishna Prem is not, can Barahadev give you Krishna Prem? Can anybody give you Krishna Prem? No. In Adilila chapter 3, Krishna revealed, Jugar dharma pravartinu hoy angsha hoite ama bina anna nare braja prema dite. He said, without me, no one has a power to give this pure love of Godhead of Vrindavan. Not possible. He himself revealed, Krishna himself revealed, that it is Krishna alone has to give. That's why you will see all other incarnation devotee, like Hanumanji, came as his classmate, Murari Gupta. Angada came as a Purandar. Gorura, the carrier of Vishnu Narayan, came as a Gorura Pandit. All other incarnation, their devotee, even Jagai Madai was a Joy and Vijay in Vaikuntha. Now they got entrance. Before they did not have. This is the first time. They got entrance in spiritual world also. What I mean, sorry, not spiritual world, above spiritual world, the penthouse of spiritual world, you can say, Golok Vrindavan. Are they in also Vaikuntha? Yes. They got an extension body. Now they got a two body. Bhaktivinoda Thakur write, we all can have also in two places if you like. I don't ask me how to grasp it. I don't know. I have no idea how you enjoy two different rasa in two different planet same time. But it is possible. Krishna can make you anything he wants you to. When Lord Krishna got married, I'm sure you all read 16,108 palaces. They are not duplicating each other marriage. It's not a one Krishna doing the same thing in every palace. Not like this. Every palace has a different zone. But Krishna gave his parents to be in 16,108 places to witness. Krishna gave his intimate devotees like Narad Muni to be in 16,108 places, same time, separate Narad Muni, and separate wedding ceremony. Everybody understand that? So similar way, Krishna can give you entrance in, because none of you may be doubted, but in case if you wonder, are we going to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place because we are in love with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we love him so much, he came to give us, or we're going to go to Radha Krishna's? You can go in both. Nobody will stop you. If it's only up to you. If you want to be just with Mahaprabhu, you can be. You want to be with Radha Krishna, you can be. You want to be in both places, you can be. That is Bhaktivinoda Thakur made it very clear. Mahaprabhu himself says, Prithivete ache jato nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar haive morna. That I have come to inaugurate the chanting the holy name of Radha Krishna, and that name will reach every nook and corner of the universe. So first of all, Sri Shikshastakam. Sri means it is not invocative only, it is actually means endowed with all the six opulences. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, through these 8 verses, Astaka means 8, revealed his own treasure house to anyone who grasp or understand this shiksha, these 8 verses, Astaka, and Mahaprabhu himself guaranteeing for the result. How do you have access? Through Sankirtan. What is the meaning of Sankirtan? Shammak Rupena Kirtana. Sammak means full, complete. Kirtan means glorification, not just uttering the name. Asadu sange bhai Krishna naam nahi hoy, namakshar bahirai bote naam kobu noy. If we do not have a under guidance of a pure sadhu, pure chanter, in case if you ever wonder, is the holy name dead or alive? Is the mantra alive or dead? Maybe none of you thought, which is good too. But I'm a little crazy sometimes. I think, is it somebody say Hare Krishna, is that alive or dead? Now this guy has no idea. Well, at that time, because he is associating with Asadhu, Asadhu Sange Bhai Krishna Nam Nahi, he will get material benefit. He will not get spiritual benefit by chanting Hare Krishna. In order for us to get the result, the holy name, the beads that you get from a chanter who is chanting alive, live person. Live person doesn't mean just this human body. I'm talking about spiritually who is chanting purely. That chanter make the mantra alive to a disciple or a recipient. So if you put together Sammak Rupena, full, completely glorifying, is called Sankirtan. Another explanation Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gives that because you will come to some verses like third chapter Antolila, that how Haridas Thakur is in a cave doing Sankirtan. You will say, well, nobody else is there. Well, there was one snake, you can say. There was a snake in that cave. Who else was there? Nobody else. No one's name is there. So how can he do Sankirtan with the snake? It says, Haridas Karen Gufai Nama Sankirtan, Krishna Ashiven Eitar Man. So he's always in that attitude of serving Krishna. Krishna will come any moment. He will come. I'm preparing myself. He's cleaning his heart with that attitude. And he was glorifying Krishna. Even though apparently he was alone in the cave, but he was doing Sankirtan. Is that clear, everybody? Sammak Rupena Kirtan. Sammak means complete. What does that mean? Means glorifying you with your service attitude. These two connecting as a Kirtan. Not just uttering the alphabet or some sounding KRSNA, not like that. But if somebody don't have that understanding what they will get material benefit, not really awakening love for that. These two words together is called Sankirtan. Full quality means complete praise. Complete praise can only mean the glorification of Krishna, not any other god. What is the mood of Brajavashi? They chant pure name? Yes. When Vallabhacharya, one of the fourth Sampradaya Acharya, he was coming to Vrindavan and he was carrying in a palanquin by his disciple. And this disciple clearing the path, he said, move, 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 everyone move. Vallabhacharya coming. So one Brajavashi says, move, why? He said, you don't know Vallabhacharya, the great Acharya, Vallabhacharya coming. He's our guru. Move. Said, why move? Again he's asking. He says, he's Ananda Bhakta. Then the Brajavashi says, Ananda Paranna, whatever it is, I'm busy cleaning this place. So then by the time this disciple talking with this Brajabasi, Ballavacharya got down from his palanquin. He heard it from far. He heard it and he got down and he came nearby. He asked the Brajabasi, and the disciple was shocked that his guru is already here. He is having conversation with the Brajabasi. I studied Vedas. I never heard this word. You said, Ananna Paranna. What is Paranna? Ananna, I know. Then Brajavashi said, you explain what is Ananna, then I'll explain what is Paranna. Now you may think like it was made up. Yeah, it is made up by Brajavashi. But Brajavashi, they have that love. So then he gave an explanation. When somebody develop some devotion, then they try to worship. They worship this God, that God, so many gods. But after many lives, they come to conclusion, Vishnu is the ultimate root of all gods. No need to worship separately. He is the root of all the demigods. Demigods are like a branches of the same plant, same tree. So watering to the root of the Vishnu is completely satisfied worshipping of anybody and everybody. No need to separate. When somebody has that conclusion and he acts and worship Vishnu, that is called Ananya Bhakti. Now you explain me what is Paranya Bhakti. Brajavashi said, I don't know all this explanation you gave. I only know Brajendra Nandan, our Lala, Nanda Baba, Jashoda Maya, and Brajadham. Nothing else I need to know. I'm happy just serving. So Ballavacharya bowed down at his feet. He said, you have real devotion of Krishna. You are not interested to know anything but Krishna and Nanda Baba, Ma Jashoda. This is called Brajavashi's mood. You follow? They may not give a big lecture, 2 hours or 4 hours in a big assembly like Ballavacharya did. So both are required, but Brajavashi's mood is very high. Not ordinary people can imbibe that within them. It will be difficult. So Sankirtan means complete kirtan, a song in praise of the complete whole, the absolute truth. Anything else is only a partial representation, therefore defective to a certain extent. Why I'm bringing this? Because if any one of you do not have a clear-cut understanding about Krishna's highest position, you cannot chant full, complete pure name of Krishna. It will be mixed name. Let's put it that way. Because holy name is also two. One is Mukhanam, one is Gaunanam. Mukhanam means that name of the Lord Krishna who has a relationship, some pastime. Can you find another name of Krishna which is not relationship or a pastime with someone? Yeah, like Srishtikarta. Is Krishna not Srishtikarta? Yes, but that name is not Mukhanam. It is a secondary name. Gaunanam. When you say Radha Madhava, yes, Radha Madhava is Mukhanam because he, in a playful mood, always performing Leela with Srimati Radharani. So like this, his glories should be chanted, for he is everything. He is the master, the dispenser of both good and bad. In our life, we have to think like this. The absolute controller of everything. Everything is due to him. The fulfillment of all life is reached in Krishna alone. You know, we gave it that example in the beginning that the horses, like just as a horse may have a reins to check his movement, but if let loose will run freely. praise which is unchecked by any mundane purpose will run straight towards the supreme cause, Krishna. Remember that. You can look at your intention when you chant. The word Sri is Srimati Radharani, Mahalakshmi. Devi Krishna Mai Prakta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. The origin of Lakshmi is not Lakshmi, is Radharani. She is the complete embodiment of love. That's why that word Sri is used. Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Krishna is worshipped along with his potency. Yesterday we talked about it very distinctly, that worshipping Krishna without Radharani is incomplete and imperfect. Similarly, so Krishna's potency is included within him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Sri Krishna Sankirtan should thrive throughout the whole world. It should be victorious without any hindrance. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. If you look at that verse, Param Vijayate, not just victory, supreme victory. Is your heart captured by that holy name? Ask yourself. If you say you cannot live without chanting, then yes, sounds very good. Can you live without chanting? Then the holy name did not conquer. So it is not Param Vijayate yet. Sorry, I'm not judgmental or trying to scare you, but that's the meaning. That's the fact. There will be a day that holy name will take over you. You are helpless. Helplessly you will be. There is a gradual progression. Maybe you can make a little note. Desperation is needed. Desperation will push you from within to dedication. Surrender means dedication, but dedication comes only from desperation. Are you desperate to take shelter of the Lord? Ask yourself. Desperation is not a word, it's a feeling. When you are at the point of a gun or something, you are desperate. So desperation takes you to dedication, and dedication causes purification. That purification allows you to meditation. That time you can meditate anywhere in your life. You are with the children or you are cooking, you will be meditating. You are in that mood. But it's a gradual progression. And that meditation literally attracts Krishna revelation. So back to that verse, the praise of Krishna should be congregationally chanted. That vibration is beneficial for the whole world. Only by surrender and pure devotion can each of us take to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. First result we discuss, cleansing the mirror of the mind. What are the different stages through which we will pass while chanting the holy name of Krishna? The first stage is that it cleanses the mirror of the mind. If the mirror of the mental system is covered with dust, the dust means desire. Sripad Radhanath Maharaj very distinctly say, he didn't say pad, but I put it in a word called PAD, acronym, PAD. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur call is Labha Puja Pratishta. I call it PAD, means profit, adoration, distinction. These are the dust that covers the mirror of the mind, of the heart. So the first stage is that it cleanses the mirror of the mind. If the mirror of the mental system is covered with dust, we cannot see things clearly. I literally attacked a senior sannyasi. I said, Maharaj, you're going to tell me, when we praise you, how do you feel? Why are you asking me this question? I said, because you love me, I love you, and you have to tell me the truth. I'll never mention your name, but I will express what I understood from you. He really had a little tears. I was shocked. And even though he's a Western body, but you can see he's from Brajadham. And he says, actually, Prangovinda, when somebody glorify me without a genuine reason for something, I feel like they're kicking me. I feel pain. I said, really? You feel pain when somebody glorifies? He said, yes. I don't enjoy glorification for me. I don't. We went through whole 2 hours just discussion, like one after another. It was so nice that they do exist within ISKCON here. Some great souls. That first stage is that it cleanses the mirror of the mind. If the mirror is mental system is covered with dust, we cannot see things clearly. Scriptural advice cannot be properly reflected there. We'll hear in the class, it just slides through. What was the discussion? You missed it. Why? Because dusty mirror is not reflecting, is not showing. We are hearing, but it just slide through. It did not cling or stuck. What are the different kinds of dust covering the mirror of the mind? You may wonder. Our infinite, fleeting, and organized desire are considered dust. Our hearts and minds are covered with the layers and layers of the dust. Therefore, we cannot see things properly. Day before yesterday, I asked one senior devotee, I said, I notice you are paying attention to the deity. I try. I said, what color turban Krishna has? Oh my God, I forgot. What color turban? Let me look. I said, no. Think. What color garland? He said, you scaring me. I said, no, I'm not scaring you. But Srila Prabhupada says in third canto, second chapter, it's beautiful. One purport he says, if somebody do not meditate on the details of the deity, impersonalism infection is still there. That scared me. We are born with three misconceptions. These are the dust. 4.10, Bhagavad Gita. You will see 4.10 in the purport. Prabhupada writes that what are the three misconceptions? In the purport, middle of the purport, Prabhupada writes these are the dust actually. This has to be removed. Nobody will remove. You have to remove yourself. I have to remove by myself. Understanding, and then it will be gone. We cannot see things properly. They cannot properly reflect in our mind because it is covered with the infinite ordinary desire of the mundane world. Bhakti mukti spriha javat pishachiri vartate tavat bhakti sukhasya katham abbodhayet bhavet. I was manipulating on this verse many years, like why I'm not getting the taste. But Rupa Goswami Pad says, because these two witches is in my heart. It's called Bhukti and Mukti. So long they are there, the taste of bhakti will not be there. So first effect of Sri Krishna Sankirtan is the cleansing of the mind. Varnashram dharma. The Vedic social system has been formed for this purpose. If we discharge our social duties perfectly, as a mother, as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as a temple authority, whatever the social uh, system or society gave us some duty to perform, without any attraction for the consequences, we achieve purification of our consciousness. But the first installment of Nama Sankirtan gives us the end result of Varnashram Dharma. Everybody knows what is the purpose of Varnashram? What is Varna Ashram? I mean, we are all husband, wife, this, that. We have a social status, no? Varna is not for soul. Varna is for the body. Ashram is for the soul. Varna you are born with. Ashram you are not born with. Varna you will act helplessly, whether you understand or not understand. You will be helplessly act. That's why the world is crazy like that. We have to understand. But ashram has to be under guidance. Without teacher, without guru, without what do you call ashram monitor, there's no ashram. Getting married is not a grihastha ashram. Under guidance, a teacher is called ashram. Ashram, the word, means there has to be a guide, mentor. And Varna is, you can say, provides your material needs in the least uncomplicated and harmonious way according to your psychophysical nature. Please remember that. And ashram means time-wise commitment. Brahmachari means I'm committed to do service to Guru, listen him, study this. You know, you, what do you call, you learn. Then if grihastha means you, from learning, you earn. And then when you are banaprastha, you turn. And then when you are completely dedicated, you return. So you go like this. These things are going to happen how? By chanting Hare Krishna. Easiest way. Easiest way. Just if you take shelter of the holy name. Okay. So that's the first part. Second, next effect of chanting of the holy name is that it extinguishes the fire of material existence in the forest of repeated birth and death. Any one of you decided to come to this world? We are forced to come into creation and again die. Why? Because originally we misuse our free will. The mundane wave catches the soul, which mingles with that vibration in different stages. That is stopped by the second effect of Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. When you are sincerely chanting, your next birth, Krishna put his holy name, will put his feet on that desire. No more. Maybe 1 or 2 life you'll be out. You sincerely chant, Bhava Mahadabagni Nirvapanam. This is like an uninterrupted birth, death, old age, disease, birth, death, old age. This will be stopped. You don't have to stop. You have to keep on chanting. Holy name will stop it for you. So with the second stride, the holy name affects liberation from the great conflagration of the threefold miseries. Threefold miseries are Adhyatmic, or adhatmika. Misery is coming within the body and the mind, such as disease, mental anxiety, worry. What is adi bhautik? Coming from your neighbor, even from a snake, or anyway, it can come from others, insects. And adi daivik, natural catastrophes like no food, earthquake, too hot. Florida, Alachua was too hot for a few days, actually a week or maybe 2 weeks. It was hot. We have to suffer from these three kinds of miseries which burns in our heart like fire. But everything is extinguished forever by the second stride of Nam Sankirtan, which gives us relief. What does that mean? So if you, when the second result come in your life, you will not feel any more hot, practically. No, hot temperature will be there, but you will not be affected by it. You may say, Prabhu, I can buy a fan, that will help. Yeah, but fan will also run out of battery after some time, or you can see it in. But once the holy name, even though these are material benefit, you may say, yes. But if you don't have a good health, if you are not peaceful, you won't be able to chant, focus, or serve the Lord. So these are important. The next stage is called Shreya Kairava Chandrika Bhitaranam. When we chant holy name, it will bestow us the supreme goal of life. After doing away with these two negative engagement, first two result, Cheta Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, these two are negative. If you can think like this, negative. First these two negative, then the positive will come. More you need Krishna, Krishna will come. Less you need, he will be far away. So first negative, and that it attracts positive. So beautiful. So after doing away with these two negative engagement, our positive engagement begins and ultimately takes us to reality, to the real truth. What is it? You will feel in your own existence, wherever you are, physically, you will feel indestructibility of spiritual reality. You will see you are not going to die. Death doesn't bother you. It's like you become a different person. It doesn't bother you at all. You literally see you are free from the material world. Nothing bothers you. Like Prabhupada, he was not afraid of death. Giriraj Maharaj says, when reporter, Maharaj was there, when reporter asked Prabhupada that that time India and Pakistan had a tension. So a reporter asked, if the Pakistani commander comes with gun pointed you, what do you will be thinking? Prabhupada smiled. He says, I'll be thinking Krishna has come in the form of death. He said, what? Prabhupada was not afraid at all. He's fearless. He will see Krishna has come. But this man repeated. Giriraj Maharaj said he repeated. No, I mean the Pakistani general will come with the gun pointing at you. Prabhupada said, yes, I understood. I'll see Krishna has come. Because you look at in Bhagavad Gita 10.34, Krishna says, Mrittu sarva haraschaham. Mrittu sarva haraschaham. So Prabhupada was fearless. Another incident when a reporter also asked, how do you feel? You chanting with your disciple. Prabhupada said, I feel fearless. Would you like to feel fearless? Yes. Believe me, when you feel really fearless, you can actually dive into Krishna consciousness. So third result is positive, begin. Third result is positive, begin. You will become fearless. It takes to that auspiciousness. and which is actually above the world of difficulty. And in general way, we achieve the supreme goal, the highest auspiciousness, the greatest food, greatest good from chanting the holy name of Krishna. And if we analyze this scrutinizingly, we find that in this stage, the holy name takes us to an intimate personal relationship with Krishna. Jatha jatha gaura padara binde, binde ta bhakti krita punna rashi. Tatha tatha ridhi akashmat. Akashmat means all of a sudden you will feel like, I love Lord Chaitanya. You like feel like a natural attraction all of a sudden. You stare at the deity, you cannot forget now anymore. What happened to you? You are going to work for somebody in somebody's office, but you are like a natural attraction within your heart. This is so beautiful. Who doesn't want it? Everybody wants it. Ridhi Akashmat. In your heart, you'll find that all of a sudden appear if you follow your guru and keep on chanting. Shreya covers, that's why I say Shreya Kairava. Shreya covers the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, for it is by his grace that we may be allowed to worship Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Do not ever, never, ever neglect your guru. Never, ever put him down less than Radha Krishna or anything. Be very careful. নিতায়ের করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধরণিতায় চরণ দুখানি. This is very important. It is by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu we see Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. It is by the mercy of Guru. Guru means Nityananda Prabhu. And the next stage, Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam. When we come to the proper level while chanting the name of Krishna, we find the transcendental ocean that is above all sorts of experience. The name comes to assert himself over us according to the degree of our surrender. And when our surrender is complete, we feel a new type of ecstatic joy. We experience an infinite ocean of joy, which is not static. Are you okay? Yeah? Why? Well, you're like spaced out. You're like not intermingling with anything. You are like in your own world. You are happy, I see, but I don't understand. How is that? That's how your children or parents or your spouse or somebody will see you at that stage. You are happy on your own, not on your own. Your inner connection, anandam, is bound to going to happen. After 3 days in Amsterdam, they asked the Prabhupada, is everything okay? Prabhupada said, yes. Do you need something? Are you doing anything wrong? So Prabhupada said, no, you all are doing wonderful. Well, you are very serious. Prabhupada said, I'm so happy, I'm trying to control it. So I look like a serious. Imagine, you are so happy, you will be over flooding, but people may not understand. So you're trying to be like serious, not to talk anyone, like you're going in our world, like, because you're trying to control that happiness, trying to burst out. I like the way Prabhupada said it. He said, I'm trying to control. Prabhupada and Mother, it is happened to Prabhupada, it will happen to all of you, all of us. Because Mahaprabhu promised that. And there, it is not just static, it is dynamic. Means you'll feel for a few minutes and then again, coming again, all of a sudden your heart is like flooding. Feel like, You feel like to cry, Krishna, oh Krishna, I miss you. And you started to cry, and after a few minutes, okay, something else has come, you have to do some service. All of a sudden, you're missing again. It's like, what's wrong with you? Nothing wrong. You feel like, I want that. I want that. You like to cry? Yeah. Why you like to cry? I thought cry is not good. No, no, I like this cry. I want to live by that. Because of your affection for the Lord will arise. 1973, Babru Prabhu told me, he got sannyas now. Babru Prabhu told me he was there. He said, Pran Govinda, you may not understand because you are not there. I was there. I'm going to explain you, but I don't think I can make the scenery. We are all Westerner boys and girls, 500-600. Prabhupada sat down to give class. He didn't, the whole class was about 20 minutes, but only thing he said was 3 times. He repeated the same thing. My Guru Maharaj is so kind. Lord Chaitanya is so kind. And then he started crying like a baby. And then he's like quiet. Nobody knew what to do. They never experienced like this. Then it took almost 8.5 minutes. Somebody even kept track. 8.5 minutes. Then Prabhupada came out. He said, I'm sorry. I generally don't like to do that, but sometimes I cannot control. I love my Guru Maharaj. Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Then he started again crying. And it took another 6-7 minutes. And he comes out and he said, Lord Chaitanya is so merciful. Then he cried again. And on third time he said, all right, we can end here. What was the class? His Guru Maharaj's name 1 time and 3 times Lord Chaitanya. And in his own world. But these 500-600 Western boys and girls, they were flooding with crying. They don't know why they're crying. It's so contagious. It affects anybody's nearby. Now, I'll give you a warning also. Some people may not cry. When Krishna entering in the wrestling arena, 10 types of scenery took place. I'm sure you all know that verse, Mallana Moshinam Ninam. Because, we are talking about this hidden secret. And in case, if you heart ever desire like, oh, the ecstasy comes, I want to experience that ecstasy. That's my goal. Because you will be, all your impediments, anarthas will disappear the moment tears starts coming. So it's very important that we do experience that. But then you wonder, like, when do you experience that? So you look at the verse, 10th canto, whenever you have time, I'm not going to explain that. 10th canto, 43 chapter, text 17, I believe. Yeah, I think so. 43:17. The famous verse, every Acharya commented on that verse. Mallanam, Ashinam, Ninam. Sometimes I meditate on that when you chant, that how out of 10 types of how do you say devotee? No, 10 types of, or 10 types of, you can say Rashik. No, not Rashik, because some are not Rashik. 10 types of attendees. Okay, I can say attendees. 6 of them were drowned into ecstasy, and 4 of them never got any taste of Krishna consciousness. In front of Krishna, they did not get. How is that possible? Because they are in that 4 categories. So when we chant and we don't feel affectionate to the Lord, we need to check our heart. What is blocking? So these are the dust, the first 2 negative, as we mentioned, and we need to remove those. It is not going to remove automatically. We have to endeavor to remove. As Gaur Govinda Maharaj says, cry that you cannot cry. Mahaprabhu's time, Parameshwari Das, one of his eternal associate, he could not cry when everybody was crying. Then next time what he did, that he brought some chili powder, and the speaker started speaking, and then he said, today I'm going to drown more than anybody else. So he put the chili powder in the eye. But the whole topics of the discussion was about impersonalism, mistakes of misconception of Virat Rupa, Vishwarupa, all this. Nobody cries on this. But he cannot stop tears from his eyes because he put chili powder. Prabhu's and Mother, I'm not promoting this, don't do that. But in case something happened like that. So at the end, the speaker says, find out why this person is crying so much. And then he could not escape from it. So he confessed. He said, I don't have a feeling for the Lord. I don't know. I want to cry for the Lord. I want to have that feeling for the Lord, but I cannot cry. I saw yesterday everybody was crying and I felt so deprived. So I tried to artificially do it. But then he burst out. He said, I'm sorry. My heart is hard-hearted or weak-hearted. What do we need? We need soft heart, not weak heart or hard heart. We need soft heart in the middle, called Madhyama. Rupa Goswami Pad explained details. So in wrestling arena, the wrestler, they did not feel any ecstasy. But the man of Mathura, best males, they feel ecstasy. They started crying. The women in that wrestling arena felt a strong uh, emotional, in a sense that they knew the love is a feeling. They never knew that love is a person. Today, first time in their life, they experience Krishna as a person. They felt their love is that person, Krishna, walking in wrestling arena. They were like shocked that their feeling is a person, a natural feeling, and they all started crying also. Then the coward boys that came from Vrindavan, they also felt very joyful crying. Krishna is going to fight and kill them. And there was some impious ruler, friend of Kamsa. They never felt. They had a Rudra Rash, but they never felt any feeling for the Lord. Then there were parents like Vasudev, Devaki, many other. Vasudev Maharaj's 16 other wives. They were all there. They had also feeling for Krishna as a mother, father, natural feeling, and they started also crying. But Kamsa also saw Krishna, but he didn't cry. Rather, he was afraid. He saw death personification. When Krishna is so sweet, so beautiful, how can he see such a horrible face of death? But it happened. So like this, we have to remember that how this took place. Then the last one, I'll end with this. The last one is, the last effect is that our entire existence is purified. This kind of enjoyment does not pollute, it purifies. Enjoyment means exploitation. Mundane enjoyment creates a reaction called karma, you all know, and pollution attacks the enjoyer. But here, because Krishna is the aggressor, the result is purification. All enjoyment that comes from the center, from the autocratic desire of Krishna, purifies us completely. When you are advancing, Prabhu's and Mother, I give you a practical example. Krishna may throw some impediments. When impediments comes, you, instead of forgetting Krishna, you become more close to Krishna. And then you graduate. Then impediment may disappear, or Krishna will remove it. But Krishna will test it out. Yogamaya will test it out. How is your progress? So if impediment comes and we forget Krishna, we take care of the situation, environment we're trying to fix instead of absorbing in Krishna, that means we are not in that category. It's like a reverse. So this is very interesting. Mahaprabhu says, go on with Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Of course, Sankirtan must be genuine. So association at that time is the most important. Association with saints is necessary. It is not an empirical attempt. We are attempting to have a connection with a higher, unconditioned real, which can descend to help us here. We must have that connection with higher reality. For that is all important. The holy name of Krishna is not mere physical sound. Hare Krishna. Where are they? It's gone, finished. No. Hare Krishna is a person, supreme person, controls everything. It is not a lip dip only. The lip, my lips are vibrating. No, not lip dip only. It has a greater and higher aspect. Namak Shara Bahirai Bate Nam Kabu Nai. It is all spiritual. We are in the marginal plane of existence. So some higher connection is necessary. Prabhu's and mother, when you chant, make sure you are under guidance all the time. Not on your own. In order, some higher connection is necessary. Why? In order that the wave will descend from that higher realm and come to us, spreads its influence outside as well. Wherever it goes, the Sankirtan of the holy name of Krishna will produce these sevenfold results. This is the purport of Mahaprabhu's first verse. The first effect is that holy name cleanses the soul, which is attacked by dirt and desire from the mundane world. Is everybody with me? This is the first effect. You can create your own vocabulary the way you understand. What is the second effect? It gives liberation. It gives you liberation, perfection. You can say perfect independence from the material forces. You'll feel it. You'll feel that nothing can stop me to serve Krishna. I'm going to, even if I die, it doesn't matter. I'm going to serve Krishna forever, all the time. Even you working, taking care of children, family, that nothing will bind. Bhaktivinoda Thakur did all this. He was a judge, but he was 100% Krishna conscious. What is the third effect we discuss? Third effect is it brings real fortune. The opening of the soul's treasure. What is it? The innate resources of the soul are gradually awakened by the holy name of Krishna. And there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu includes the other form of relationship with the personal absolute. Now, to describe the next step, he takes the mood of conjugal devotion. Mahaprabhu here we see Vidyabodhu Jivanam Anandam Ambadi Pardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Shadanam, where one is absolutely disposed for Krishna's enjoyment, unconditionally surrendering everything for his maximum pleasure. So the next effect is the tasting of his ecstatic association. In Vrindavan, the realm of Krishna, one who can chant the name of Krishna properly will express himself with a peculiar sort of ego. Some of you probably heard that verses. Tunde tanda biniratim vitanote tunda bali labdaye. Karna krora karam binighatayate karna bodhebha spriham. Cheto prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriya indriyanam kritim. Na jane janita kriyadbhir amrite krishneti varnadayi. You'll be just thinking Krishna, you'll feel affection for him. Krishna, you may have a tears in your heart, eyes. So when the holy name of Krishna appears in the lips of that stage devotee, it becomes madly dancing. You may go to your room and start dancing and singing. Do you know, before Prabhupada came here, he was celebrating Janmashtami because this month is Janmashtami. And this first disciple, Motilal, he expressed that Prabhupada, he was upstairs, whole night he was singing and dancing and crying. That's why he got initiated from him, because he had never met somebody like so much mad in love with Krishna. So when Krishna enters the ear, you'll feel transcendental sound awaken in your heart. What are the 2 years? He thinks this is the greatest injustice of the Creator. I need millions of years. Then if I could hear the sweet name of Krishna, my heart might be little satisfied. I want millions and millions of years to hear the sweet name of Krishna. This is the temperament of a devotee when his attention is drawn towards the holy name. Then he faints, he loses himself, merging in an ocean of ecstasy and joy. And in great disappointment, he says, I fail to understand the quality and quantity of the substance of Krishna's name. Mahaprabhu said like that. I'm perplexed. What sort of honey sweetness does this name contains? In this way, chanter of the name wonders. Krishna's mystic flute song, Krishna's flute, the sound of Krishna's flute. You'll be chanting, cling. Anyone here knows what is cling means? It's the sound of the flute. Kalama. Klim. Of course, I'm not going to talk about this Gayatri mantra because this is only for the initiated devotee discussion. But the sound of Krishna's flute, that when we chant our Gayatri mantra, when you chant the mantra, then you will feel like this. Krishna's flute has the great mystic power of capturing and pleasing everyone and everything. This has been taught to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu always says, properly chant the holy name. Even Prabhupada said, sit properly. Different devotee claim, no, he said to me. No, he said to me. No, he said to him. I think that they all are there. But I was told 6 of them claim. I met only one who said, actually, Prabhupada said to me, but I don't want to conflict with others' claim. It's okay. I don't mind. I said, okay. So sound vibration, Prabhu's and Mother, can work miracles. Sound has the highest capturing potency. Sound can make, it can do anything. It has such intrinsic capacity. Where this sound comes from? Bhakta mukhe aishanam golok haite, atma haite deho bepi nache jibba dite. The holy name comes from Golok Vrindavan. When? Atha Sri Krishna Namadhi na bhavet grajyam indriyai sevan mukhi jibbado swayameva spurati ado. When we have a devotional service attitude, then the holy name will appear and it will give you all these results. That time you will feel you are floating in a divine sweet sound. That time the genuine humility develops. And you will say, I am less qualified than a straw, a blade of grass. Krishna sound is so big, so sweet, it can play us in any way it likes. We cannot begin to conceive how much power is in the name. The sound which is identical with absolute goodness and sweetness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this. Don't neglect the sound. Hi annatha nishphalam bhavet. If you don't pay attention to the sound, you will be futile, lost. One who simply takes the name, this divine sound, sincerely, will be enriched, and no one will be able to conceive of such goodness and development. And anyone may have it very cheaply, but one must chant sincerely with his whole heart. Of course, wholehearted sincerity, presupposes going to a proper agent, a saint, guru, getting the holy name from him. Krishna Sankirtan is praised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the instigator of Sankirtan movement, who came as Radha Govinda combined. What is Mahaprabhu's advice on that? He said, holy name is the most valuable and necessary to tell us that with a sincere spirit, we must come to join Sri Krishna Sankirtan, the most purifying transcendental sound, which affects liberation, gives us fulfillment. Three things. It gives you liberation, it gives all your fulfillment, and it will grant you such a positive attainment that you lose yourself in the ocean of joy and inconceivable sweetness. This is beautiful. Three results, hopefully you remember. It will give you out of this material entanglement, liberation. It will give you complete fulfillment. And it will grant you such a positive attainment that you will lose yourself in the ocean of joy and inconceivable sweetness. In Nectar of Instruction, 9th verse, you will say, it says, Vaikunta Janita Varatatrapi Madhupuri Rasa Savad Vrindaranya Mudarapani Ramana Tatrapi Govardhana Radha Kundam Mihapi Gokulapati Prema Amrita Plavanat. Plavan means flood. What is that flood? Krishna also drowned in the flood. And he thinks, who am I? Am I Radha or Krishna? Hare Baba, you forgot? Yes. Radharani also floating in that or drown in that ecstasy, she thinks, am I Krishna? Who am I? Or am I Radha? This combination thought, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So we have to remember these 7 results that gradually came down to our life. And if some of you experience said, well, I'm not experiencing, then dive into it. Remember this very clearly. Beauty, sweetness, charming will capture you. That is Krishna. We are, because we all are after beauty, isn't? If the beautiful object, a scenery, a flower, a person walk by, we'll want to look at that person again. Look at that flower again. Look at that scenery again. And that's what holy name gives. Gives you beauty and then sweetness, mercy, affection, divine love, prema, self-dissipation to compensate others with one's own energy and generosity. Ultimately conquers everyone. It is more rewarding to give than to take, Prabhus and mothers. The most generous form of life. Self-forgetfulness to the extreme is found in Krishna consciousness. So I'll end with this. And then I would like to hear some reflection, if you can. That Krishna consciousness is so beautiful that one who develops it loses his own identification and existence also. He or she becomes totally self-forgetful. Such a charm is in Vrindavan. Who will stand to fight against Krishna? Anybody? No. Nobody can fight against Krishna. They come to fight because Krishna is not equal to them. But to Krishna's eye, everybody is equal. So everybody has access to experience this. If in any way Krishna enters your heart, there can be no other consequences but that he takes possession of everything. Such a benevolent, generous, sweet person is Krishna. Prabhus and Mother, remember, reality, the beautiful. Okay, I stop here. I would like to hear some reflection. Anybody would like?
Yeah, Prabhu, I have so much points noted. That 7 things is really that you've said that from the first verse. So by chanting the Krishna's name, especially there is pure chanting, right? When we are chanting initially, our hearts is filled with dust, so our chanting cannot be attractive. We won't be very attractive, but eventually the 7 things will happen. First, it starts cleansing our mind, and then the dust will be slowly cleansed, and we will start. It will start extinguish the repeated birth and death. Holy name will stop. None other has the power to stop the Bhavamaga Davagni, the big fire of repeated birth and death. So, but holy name has the potency to stop that. And then it gives the liberation for us, the perfection of life. It bestows supreme goal of life, and it makes us become fearless. It gives the real fortune, brings the real fortune. And we'll slowly then we'll start tasting the holy name, and natural attraction will happen, and then uh, we will get the mercy through the guru only. So we should not neglect the guru. According to the degree of surrender, we'll experience the happiness. Our entire sense is purified.
Very nice. You got two negative very well, and then positive starts. Very good. Very good. Nice. Thank you. You meditate on it while chanting.
Thank you so much.
Experiencing.
Thank you very much. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Kamaniya Krishna Prabhu or Mother Kamala Devi, I'm not sure.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then from my humble obeisances to at your lotus feet and all the Vaishnavas, and especially to Kamala Mataji who has arranged this session. A wonderful Prabhuji, extremely beautiful class, and I have basically 2-3 takeaways. Like one is, as you mentioned initially, to feel the extreme need of Krishna rather than asking for our material needs to be satisfied. So that point really struck me, that extreme need of Krishna, that without we cannot, probably survive, I would say, So very beautiful point. Second one was, Prabhuji, you mentioned about always remember Guru, which is a key aspect to elevate or make any kind of a spiritual progress, because without his mercy, without his guidance, any kind of a guru, like in our mentors or maybe master Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, everyone's mercy is at most needed when we really want to progress. And at the last, Prabhuji, you made another beautiful point that we should, lose our identity into the, drowning ocean where you can feel the sweetness. So I pray at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Shamsundar and Radharani Govitai that we, all of us, all the devotees, really feel losing their identity and then learning in the ocean of our sweetness. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Like, I have really no words to express the gratitude you are for the great, for you are showing us every I would say every day nectars. You're always your today the present class is always better than your last class. So it is really difficult to identify, and that's a probably genuine appreciation I feel, that because I keep hearing your past classes also, the recorded ones, but I always feel that okay, this one has little more, and because the last point you made, that losing the identity, like I was trying to contemplate on that how will you lose your identity? How it is possible? So it is really wonderful to feel even, or even to think even, that you will lose the identity that you are this person in this material world. It will be, I believe, as you mentioned, it will be extremely sweet to lose the identity. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kamaniya Krishna Prabhu. Sayantan Prabhu. I cannot hear you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, pranam.
Hare
Sound is
Krishna.
clear, Prabhu?
Yes.
Prabhu, your each and every class has so much takeaways. I cannot gather all of them up. it has so much takeaway, actually. But one very important takeaway in a nutshell, that Krishna is our ultimate need. That point I like very much. And when we meet Krishna, that he told that our desire, Krishna's desire, we should align with Krishna's desire, not with our own desire. That is the ultimate need, he tells Prabhu. And uh, and the holy name, if we take shelter of the holy name, it will take control over us, as he told the hierarchy in Bhagavad Gita 3.42. So we have to take shelter of the holy name by desperation, dedication, purification, medication, and then there will be revelation. So these points are really beautiful. We can every day see the notes and we can chew them and contemplate and contemplate. So our mind will be purified so that we can chant properly. So these are so many good revelations from and one takeaway, Prabhu, that I am convinced that if I attend your class, Prabhu, I'm sure to get Krishna Prema and go back to God. I really try to attend your class, Prabhu. Yesterday I was attending your class, Prabhu, but I was in the temple. Uh, One Prabhuji came, Prabhu Narugopal, His Grace Narugopal Prabhu, very. Uh, so I was actually attending, so could not attend your class, Prabhu. So if someone really wants to take one takeaway is that if someone really wants to uh, grasp everything from your class, he has to see your class twice, thrice as much as he to take all the content, because this is very difficult because we are very low and the talk that you are giving lecture is so high. So we are little grasping and so many takeaways. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I have to be honest to you, I don't have actually anything. I'm just repeating what I hear from our acharyas, nothing my own. So all credit goes to them. They are illuminating our hearts.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, if you don't mind, I forgot to ask for one question. If you allow me, then can I ask, Prabhu?
I think we'll be okay.
Okay. So, Prabhuji, what are the symptoms you you can observe if you are really relishing the Harinam or Japa? How will you know that you are really relishing it, or just doing by the force? No? So how you will come to know?
As we explain different stages, you can check each stages. But ultimately, you will see yourself that you exist only to please Guru and Krishna. More we feel that automatically that my life exists only to satisfy them, to please them the way they want me to serve the holy name. That things fathering that I want to serve and please them. This is my mission. I live for that. More you feel that, you are advancing. It's real. If you look at Prabhupada's life, how many times he mentioned, he feels, every lecture he gives on about his Guru, he says, it is only his mercy. His mercy you all have come to help me. His mercy that he is delivering people. And I'm thinking like, is Prabhupada delivering people or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is delivering people? To Prabhupada, He was not delivering anyone. He saw his Guru Maharaj is delivering through him. So really, if we feel strongly to please the instruction of our Guru and Krishna, then you are advancing, Prabhu. I mean, we could say many things. Oh, you will feel happy. Yeah, those things are there. They are not really the main cause. The main effect is that you really feel completely dedicated, sold. Whichever way my Guru Krishna wants, I'm going to please. That's the only purpose you live for. You feel like that. Are you happy? Yes, but that's not the main focus for you. Other will see you are happy and you will feel you are happy, but your focus is not happiness. Your focus is to please the Guru, Vaishnavas, senior devotees, like that. This is real. This is real. Measurable.
Sure. Thank you so much, Babuji. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Okay, so we can close our Mother Radha Jyoti Devi.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Dandvat Pranam to all the great devotees assembled here. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji, at dust of your lotus feet. I'm so grateful to you already, and and as the day passes, the more I hear and learn from you, I become so speechless, and I feel that I have no qualification to be here, but it's really mercy that you have already mentioned. Only one which hit me so much today was the you should try to understand that cry that you cannot cry, and it's really beautiful because when the chanting happens, it's the mercy, and when it doesn't happen, then it's efforts that we have to put, and we should cry that we cannot put an effort to chant, and because it will be not an attentive chanting, but when there is a mercy, then there is an attentive chanting, and it really pulled heart out of my body because it's so true. I experience every day. It's so difficult when there is no mercy, but still we try to chant. Or some there are days when that I couldn't chant, and the next day then I feel how I treated Lord, and Lord is not different from the holy name. So then the mercy flows, and um that is the only takeaway that I can I want to take away from today. And Prabhu, I have one question.
Mm.
What happens when we hear? So when how the see when we hear a lot of information about Lord, devotees, pastimes, about the philosophy, and then there is a retention that we have to do, and when the situation comes and grabs and takes charge of our mind because we are involved in it, then how that retention, how it the sustenance of Krishna consciousness happen? Because I see that it is happening, but I cannot understand how it is happening. So that is my question to you, and eternally grateful to you, Krishna.
Maybe you can ask Krishna holy name directly. That will be very easy. Because when you say mind or even your awareness, what is all this? They are elements, I'm not denying it, but ultimately these are all different platform to experience Krishna's kindness, whether it's coming through the heart or through the mind or through the senses, how you feel, all different level of experience. But to be honestly, like more you really think about serving the holy name, serving the holy name. I want to serve the holy name. And more you really become eager, desperate to serve the holy name. That time you will lose control. And that's expected. In the beginning of our spiritual practice, we hear we have to control mind. How many times you heard? Thousands of times. You have to control your mind. Mind is obstacle. If you want to control your mind, mind is your enemy. You want to make mind as a friend. First of all, you have to arrest the mind. Well, in order to arrest, you have to know where the mind is. The moment I think of enjoying separately from Krishna is the mind. Right there. Otherwise, you would not be able to think. Is it possible that soul, a part of Krishna, can think separately from Krishna? No. Then how is thinking? Sheltering on the mind. Of course, in a case of false ego, just appeared there. False ego appeared, then the mind manifests that false ego's activities. But then when you chant sincerely, seriously, and then you see that first you will experience, like, say, for an example of anartha nibritti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is Sayantan Prabhu is doing? What's going on in his room? You go on 10 minutes talk, all of a sudden you think, am I chanting or I'm thinking of Sayantan Prabhu in his room, what he's doing? So then you learn to pull the mind. Come on, I'm chanting, I'm serving the holy name, not Swayantan Prabhu's room, what's going on in he has a curtain with a stripe, looks like in the Zoom, mind goes on. But when you endeavor this, there is a 5 level of mind, and then you try to pull it, control it, again try to pull it, again try to pull it, again try to pull it. You come to Sunday feast, because today is Sunday here. Sunday feast, and I practically tested this with many people. And you can see who is going where, even physically, externally. So I said, can I talk to you for a few minutes? He said, sure, Prabhu. I said, when you arrived inside the temple, what did you first do? Just tell me exactly what your mind was thinking and what you are doing. Oh my God, that's scary. Why are you asking me like this? I said, oh, I was paying obeisances, but then I saw my friend from far. And I'm in front of the deity, but my mind is thinking, when did he come? I wonder how long he will be here. And then the leader of the Kirtaniya is singing, Kiba bosi achen Gaura Chand Ratna Singhasane. The Lord Chaitanya has sat on a throne, and um, uh, different personalities doing different seva to him. What happened to you? I asked him, what happened to you? He said, I know he was singing, but I was also repeating, but I was not there. I was just thinking, my friend, when did he come? I didn't see him for like decades. I wanted to spend time talking, but he's in Kirtan, I'm in Kirtan. But my mind is going what he was doing. But the singer is singing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is set on a throne, and Sukadev Goswami, Lord Shiva has come, they're all doing Kirtan. You are singing, are you participating here? He said, no, I was somewhere else. I wanted to know my friend. I remember in Atlanta what I did with him 30 years back. So where is this person? This is real. This is real. When you go very close level to discuss, you will see this is true. But then you go to the other extreme. Jitatmana prashantaya paramatma samihita sitosna sukha dukkheshu tathamana upamanaya. You're not bothered by physical, mental, or egoistical. Nothing bothers you. You came to the temple, Lord Chaitanya sat down on a throne. Even though I'm seeing Gornitai, but the song is saying Lord Chaitanya's Aratik, evening Aratik. And you focusing that Lord Chaitanya said there, Narahari Adikari Chamara Dolai. Narahari with the chamar he is fanning. Wow, this is wonderful. Who is singing? Sukdev Goswami. Lord Shiva is dancing. You may have even glimpse in your mind. Lord Shiva is going wild dancing. Sukdev Goswami and Lord Shiva dancing in one place. We never heard that. But that song said this. Kiva Shiva Sukha Narada. Narad Muni also singing. After 15 minutes, you say, wow, my mind did not go anywhere. It was absorbed in this bhajan. These two extreme. When the mind is engaged, when his mind is not engaged. When you are fully mind engaged, there is all of a sudden satisfaction comes in the heart, where mind is your friend. That satisfaction you want to repeat and go on forever. But it's difficult because mind try to take you other side. So that's why it is good to observe ourselves, where we are, what level of chanting we are doing, and do not ever feel discouraged. Do not ever feel. You have no right to feel discouraged. You should go on, go on, go on, and pray to Krishna and Guru, pray to Vaishnavas. You will come to a point very soon that all of a sudden this anartha nibriti to nistha, rati, nistha, ruchi. This is, even though it's like a 3 stages in between, you can jump. And from that experience, you want it to stay there. You want it to stay. Every time you're chanting, you want to stay in there. Jamuna Devi stopped chanting and started making note. And Prabhupada happened to be there. He said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I have to write something. All of a sudden, I remember. She told us. I used to attend her class. I remember many years back. She passed away now. And then Prabhupada says, when you chant, nothing in this world is important. Just you and Krishna, holy name. Nothing. Prabhupada said one time to Keshav Bharati Prabhu that there may be a day will come to many of us. We may not have a devotee association. We may not have a temple. We may not have all this facility. But one personality, if you develop little attachment, that personality is the holy name. You can survive in the material world and go back home. So holy name is the most important. We say, yes, sadhu sangha is very important, but there may be a chance that I don't have any sadhu sangha. I may be in hospital or in an accident or somewhere. I may not have sadhu sangha. Of course, sadhu sangha is always good, but I may not have. Prabhupada says according to that pastime. But if we develop an attachment to holy name, you can have holy name anywhere, everywhere, anytime, every time. So through constant practice, we can come to that point. But it's up to you, shifting from anartha nibriti to ruchi or nistha, at least. Because Mahaprabhu quoted that verse. You can follow also in 11th canto. You can read the purport on that. What is that? Evam brata sapriya nama kirta jata anuraga dhuta chitta uchchai hasati roti ruditi unmada bana nityati lokavajjai. Mahaprabhu defeated Madhacharya Sampradaya. Not defeat, should not say that. Sorry. He did not defeat, he corrected them, you can say. They thought that liberation, going back home, back to Godhead is everything. Mahaprabhu says, yes, but what about this verse? Evam bratas apriyonama kirta jata anuraga. You're feeling for the Lord, your love for the Lord, you're experiencing sentiment. It's more than going back. Because emotional shelter is ultimate shelter. Liberation or going back home is kind of like a liberation. No more material effect. I am all right. But that's not ultimate happiness. Ultimate is happiness, is emotional shelter on holy name. That loving exchange with the Lord. That will give the highest. Anyway, I'm sorry I went detour to express this Mother Radha Jyoti Devi. I hope this is okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm
Thank
really,
you.
really eternally grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Always pray for you, Prabhu. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
can we
Prabhuji,
close
very
now, Mother
Prabhu.
Kamala Devi?
yeah,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
one question. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. We
Yes,
went
Prabhu.
over the time though, 2.5 hours. Krishna.
You gave the reference that without Krishna, no one has the power to give prem of Vrindavan. So, Prabhu, you give the reference Adi Lila, chapter 3. What is the verse, Prabhu? Please.
Amabina Anna Nare. If you have a better base, you can type it. I think it's a 15, 16, 17 is around that area. I don't remember the number, but those are the verses. Juga dharma pravartanu hai angsha haite amabina anna nare braja premadite. He says, without me, no one can give braja prem. Krishna himself revealed that. So question came, can Advaita Acharya can give Krishna prem? Mahaprabhu came to give. Can Advaita Acharya give you Krishna prem? Yes or no? Individually, no. Because he is a Panchatattva, one of the Panchatattva, he can, because he will bring you to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is giving everyone. Can your Guru give? Yes and no. Guru individually cannot give. But because Guru is connected with Mahaprabhu, he can give. Because he sanctioned it, Mahaprabhu will sanction it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It was nectar. Definitely, everybody stuck to it, and time went by. Even though we had 1 hour, but it crossed, and still it's overflowing. But definitely, that is your sadhana, Prabhu, and your mercy. Thank you so much. Dandavat pranams to all of the devotees here who constantly hearing and relishing, and koti koti dandavat pranams to you, Prabhu. Very
Hare
good.
Krishna. So we will have next Saturday the second verse.
Yeah, I will
Okay.
wait until we finish, Prabhu. Yeah,
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Krishna,
Mother
Krishna,
Bharti.
Krishna, Hare
You wanted to say
Hare
something?
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vancha kalpataruvesya kripa sindhu
Tarubhyasya
vaivaccha
kripa
patitanam
sindhubhyo
pavane
vaitabham
Vaishnave
Pavane
namo
Pavane
namo. Srila Prabhupada ki